Welcome to KZCF Live. I'm Tom Vance, and I'm joined today by Stephanie Hoffman, Deputy Director of Open Doors Kalamazoo. And just to get us started here, Stephanie, I'll read that Open Doors serves a community of all races, faiths, and identities to ensure that anyone who wishes to may call Kalamazoo home. So with that, tell us about Open Doors Kalamazoo.
Well, Tom, first I want to tell you, Open Doors Kalamazoo is the best nonprofit on the planet. There are some great ones out here, but I have drank the Kool-Aid, and I love who we are. And I love who we are because of the valuable people that we serve in our community. We've been around since 1970 doing shelter stays for young adults from the ages of 18 to 35 that are homeless, that are in crisis, but are ready to do something different, to experience life in a way that's whole and fulfilling. And so the second component of who we are is our residence community for working people, and that's our affordable housing component. And we started doing the residence community for working people to answer the issues that we had with our shelter guests who were ready to transition out but could not afford market rate housing here in Kalamazoo, which we all know is very, very expensive. And so our executive director, Rich Stravers, had this wonderful idea about, listen, what can we do to address this issue of homelessness in a higher way, in a bigger way? And so about 14 years ago, we got into the business of doing housing. And it's not because we wanted to be landlords, it's because there was a specific need for the people that had done everything we asked them to do. They had gone to work, they had saved money, they have been clean and sober, they are active in their recovery, and the only piece that was missing was housing. And so that's what we did. So even until this day, 15 years later, we are still shelter providers who happen to do affordable housing, but that what supports to ensure that our families are getting the best of what they need.
Wow, that's great that your organization was able to change with the needs of the community.
Yes.
And the impact you have is obviously huge. And so it must be very gratifying to see. I mean, you can see the impact you're having when you help people, when you find shelter or housing for people.
Yes.
So that must really fuel your passion and the work of the whole organization.
Yeah, we see a huge shift. About 2012, we started recognizing that our single shelter guests were doing everything. We had enough housing to accommodate them. But what happens to the mother who is being reunified with her children and they're coming out of the system? Where do they go? Because they're not only going to need housing, but they're going to need supports with that. And so in 2011, 2012, we got our first 27 unit where we were able to start serving children. So up until today, we serve about 30% of our residents are children, which is huge, especially when you think about the report that came out of the University of Michigan earlier this spring that identified Kalamazoo as the #1 city within our state that had the highest number of school-aged children that was homeless. When that study was conducted, I was proud to say, and we were proud to say at Open Doors, that there were 44 children that were not counted in that number, and that is so significant. So when you think about families and children, you think about the success of children in school. If you don't have a place to call home, how do we expect our children to succeed in school?
Right.
If you don't have a place to call home, how do we expect our parents to hold on to good paying jobs when they have the stresses of where are we going to live? How am I going to feed my children? What are we going to do? And so I'm super honored that Open Doors is able to help those families transition from homelessness into affordable housing and create a plan for the next 24 to 36 months.
Wow, and your work, like you said, it impacts so many other things that we're trying to do to improve Kalamazoo County.
Yes.
But without shelter or housing, a lot of these other initiatives that we're also proud of in the community wouldn't mean as much if no one has a place to live.
Absolutely. We also believe at Open Doors, for us, the easy part is to put a family or individual into housing. But what happens when they get in there, and we have not dealt with some of those root causes
Right.
that got them into a homeless state. So that's part of our support system. Let's dig a little bit down and see what happened, and start working from that area. So when we talk about doing a family plan or an individual plan, we incorporate the children in that plan too and say, listen, what do you want to accomplish in this year? Is it you want to get straight A's? You know, so it's no longer on the parents, but we try to incorporate the children in that plan also. And we see that that has a significant impact on the family dynamics. And for us, it's about breaking the cycle.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very powerful. Very
Yeah.
powerful.
We love it.
Or any final thoughts that you want to share with people watching today?
What I would like to say to our Kalamazoo community is that, you know, in today's climate, you see a lot of things going on with the homeless issue. And the fact is, Kalamazoo does not have enough affordable housing. And let's take affordable off of the table. There's just not enough housing stock within
Right.
our community to address the needs that are ever growing. And so what I would like our community to know is that each and every person is valuable and deserves a place to call home. And we can do better as a community. We are doing wonderful work. There's so many great things. Sometimes we have this mind that we want to focus only on the negative, but I want to tell you today that there's so much great work going on in Kalamazoo, and I'm super proud of everybody. I just love Open Doors the most. So thank you for allowing me to be here.
Well, thanks for sharing today.
Oh, you're more than welcome.
Best wishes with all your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.